Welcome, fellow seekers of wisdom and tranquility. Today, we embark on a journey to explore ancient Stoic principles that can guide us through the chaos and distractions of modern life. It is not uncommon to feel overwhelmed by the demands and expectations placed upon us, or to be constantly distracted by social media, notifications, and the pursuit of external approval. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who practiced a life of virtue and inner serenity, left behind teachings that can help us navigate these turbulent waters. In this video, we will delve into 8 Stoic principles that can help you master the art of not caring too much and letting go of what does not serve you. These principles, though ancient, are timeless in their wisdom and can provide powerful tools for the 21st century. Why should you watch this video to the end? Because you will discover not just ways to cope with life's difficulties, but methods to thrive in the face of them. You will learn how to cultivate resilience, find peace in the present moment, and let go of needless worries. By the end of our discussion, you may find yourself not just inspired, but transformed. Let us now dive into these 8 transformative Stoic principles, starting with the first one. Embrace the present moment. 1. Embrace the present moment. Do not let the future disturb you, for you will arrive there if you nurture your present, said Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who embodied the Stoic philosophy. In our modern lives, filled with distractions and the constant race against time, how often do we find ourselves truly present? Have you ever caught yourself lost in thought about tomorrow's tasks while walking in the park, or during a conversation with a friend, barely paying attention because your mind was elsewhere? The Stoic principle of embracing the present is a call to fully experience life as it unfolds. When was the last time you savored a meal without the distraction of your phone? How often do you listen to someone without forming a response in your mind before they finish speaking? The practice of being present means truly engaging with life, moment by moment, allowing yourself to experience each event, no matter how mundane, with the fullness of your attention. In today's digital age, we are bombarded with notifications, pings, and alerts that pull our attention away from the now. Social media constantly reminds us of what others are doing, what we might be missing, and what we should be worried about. Yet, these distractions are not real. They exist in a virtual realm, far removed from the tangible reality of our lives. The Stoics teach us that to be truly content, we must learn to let go of these distractions and ground ourselves in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Are we truly living if our minds are always elsewhere? If we are constantly focused on the next thing, we rob ourselves of the joy that can be found in the simple present moments. To embrace the present is to acknowledge that the past is gone and the future is uncertain. The only reality we possess is this very moment. Consider your own life. What activities or habits pull you away from the present? Is it scrolling endlessly through your phone, dwelling on past mistakes, worrying excessively about the future? Identify these distractions and question their value. What do they truly add to your life? More importantly, what are they taking away from you? The ability to be present is not a passive act, but an intentional practice of mindfulness. It requires that you actively choose to immerse yourself in the here and now, to be fully engaged with your surroundings, and to experience life as it unfolds. Imagine a world where you could savor each meal, cherish each conversation, and find contentment in the simple act of being. This world is not far away. It is already within your reach. It begins with the decision to let go of yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's anxieties, and to focus on what is before you now. Life is a series of fleeting moments, each one offering a unique experience that will never come again. Will you let these moments slip away unnoticed, or will you choose to truly live? To embrace the present is to lay the foundation for a more peaceful and fulfilling life. It is the first step towards letting go of unnecessary burdens and mastering the art of not caring too much. Remember, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, as Marcus Aurelius noted. And where do your thoughts reside, if not in the present? Reflect on this and prepare to move forward, for the next principle will build upon this foundation, guiding you further into the Stoic way of thinking. 2. Seek growth in adversity. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body, proclaimed Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher. Life is filled with challenges, big and small, that test our resilience, patience, and character. These challenges may come in many forms: a difficult work situation, a strained relationship, financial stress, or even personal loss. When we encounter such adversity, the natural response may be to question, "Why me?" or to feel as though life is unjustly harsh. Yet, the Stoics offer us a different perspective, one that reframes adversity as an opportunity for growth. Have you ever noticed how the strongest trees are those that have withstood the harshest conditions? Similarly, our minds and spirits grow stronger when they are tested. It is through struggle and hardship that we find the strength we never knew we had. When was the last time you faced a difficult situation? How did you respond? Did you see it as a burden to be endured, or as a chance to develop resilience? The Stoics invite us to view each obstacle as a teacher, each challenge as an opportunity to cultivate our inner strength. The essence of Stoicism lies not in avoiding difficulties, but in embracing them. Stoic wisdom tells us that adversity itself is not the source of our suffering. It is our judgment of adversity that brings distress. When we perceive a challenge as something to fear or resist, we give it power over us. But if we see it as a stepping stone towards growth, we transform the way we experience it. The question then is, how do we change our perspective? Start by asking yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Instead of dwelling on the discomfort or inconvenience, search for the lesson hidden within the struggle. Is this challenge teaching you patience? Perhaps it is urging you to develop a new skill, to adapt, or to let go of something that is no longer serving you. Each setback, in the Stoic view, is a chance to cultivate virtues such as courage, temperance, and wisdom. What virtue is this situation inviting you to practice? Reflect on the difficulties you have faced in the past. Did they not contribute to the person you are today? Consider the moments when you were at your lowest. What did you discover about yourself? It is often in the darkest times that our true character is revealed, and the choices we make during these moments define our growth. Adversity strips away the superficial, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. The Stoics understood this and saw value in embracing struggle as a way to build inner fortitude. Adversity can also be a reminder of what is within our control and what is not. When life does not go as planned, we may feel powerless. But as Epictetus advised, we should focus on our own actions and attitudes, for these are within our control. We cannot always change the circumstances, but we can choose how we respond to them. Do we crumble under the pressure? Or do we rise to meet the challenge with determination and a sense of purpose? This choice is ours to make. In modern life, the pressures of work, relationships, and societal expectations can seem overwhelming. Yet, the same Stoic principles that guided individuals through war, exile, and loss can be applied to our daily struggles. When faced with a difficult boss, an unending stream of bills, or a seemingly impossible project, remember that the situation itself is not as important as how you choose to face it. Do you retreat in defeat, or do you see the difficulty as an opportunity to sharpen your skills, strengthen your resolve, and prove to yourself that you can rise above it? Stoicism encourages us to view life as a series of tests, each one designed to help us grow. Think of these tests as exercises for your soul, just as physical challenges are exercises for your body. When you lift weights, the resistance is what makes your muscles grow stronger. Similarly, life's resistance builds the strength of your mind and spirit. The next time you encounter a challenge, ask yourself, how can I use this to become a better person? Consider the story of a great athlete who faced an injury that ended their career. For some, this would be a reason to give up hope. But for the Stoic-minded individual, it becomes an opportunity to redefine what success means, to find a new path, and to inspire others by demonstrating resilience. The athlete's injury did not define their future. Their response to the injury did. Incorporating this mindset into your daily life can transform how you perceive difficulties. When you begin to see every challenge as a lesson, you no longer fear them. Instead, you may even start to welcome them, knowing that they are shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. As you ponder on this, think about your current struggles. How might you view them differently if you embraced them as opportunities for growth? What lesson is your life presenting to you at this very moment? By accepting adversity as a natural and even necessary part of life, we unlock the ability to thrive no matter the circumstances. The Stoic approach transforms our struggles from burdens into valuable experiences, enriching our character and deepening our understanding of ourselves. If you found value in this discussion, share your thoughts in the comments. How do you approach adversity in your life? Do you see challenges as opportunities for growth, or do they feel like insurmountable obstacles? Let us know below. 3. Detach from external validation. In today's world, we are often driven by the desire for recognition and approval. We look to others for validation, seeking affirmation through likes, shares, or even casual compliments. But as Epictetus wisely observed, man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. The Stoics taught that relying on external validation for our sense of self-worth is a path to discontentment, for it places our happiness in the hands of others. True freedom lies in detaching from this need and grounding our sense of worth within. Consider how often you let the opinions of others affect your mood. How many times have you posted something online and felt disappointed by the lack of response, or received criticism and allowed it to ruin your day? The desire for external validation is natural, but the Stoic approach is to recognize that it is also a trap. When we place our happiness in the hands of others, we relinquish control over our emotional state. Stoicism teaches us to reclaim that control. Ask yourself, what truly defines your value? Is it the approval of others, or is it your own character, actions, and virtues? The Stoics believed that we should measure ourselves not by what others think, but by how we live according to our principles. Your worth is determined by your commitment to living virtuously, by your pursuit of wisdom, and by your dedication to doing what is right, even when no one is watching. This detachment from external validation does not mean ignoring feedback altogether or isolating oneself from society. Rather, it means recognizing that while feedback can be helpful, it does not determine your value. You are the final judge of your actions, and the opinions of others should not dictate your self-perception. In a world driven by social media and public approval, the ability to detach from these influences is a form of liberation. The next time you receive praise, do not let it inflate your ego. Likewise, if you encounter criticism, do not let it deflate your spirit. Treat both praise and criticism with equanimity, understanding that neither changes who you are at your core. It is your own assessment of your actions, grounded in reason and virtue, that truly matters. If you live with integrity and stay true to your principles, then the opinions of others become secondary. Reflect on this idea. How often do you find yourself craving approval or fearing disapproval? What would it be like to live without needing others to validate your worth? Imagine the freedom you would gain if you no longer sought external recognition, but instead found contentment within. This is the essence of Stoic detachment from external validation. It is about finding peace in self-sufficiency. By embracing this principle, you shift the focus from pleasing others to living in accordance with your own values. This shift allows you to pursue a life of authenticity, one that is guided not by the expectations of others, but by your own commitment to what is right. 4. Accept change as nature's course. Life is in constant motion, ever-changing and evolving, much like the river that never flows the same way twice. The Stoics embrace the concept of change as an integral part of existence. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, said Epictetus. Despite this wisdom, change often brings fear, resistance, and discomfort. Whether it's a change in our career, relationships, or health, we may struggle to accept it, hoping to preserve the status quo. Yet the only certainty in life is change itself. Think about the times you have resisted change. Did that resistance make the transition easier, or did it add to your suffering? The Stoics teach that fighting against the natural flow of life only leads to frustration. Instead of clinging to what was, we should adapt to what is, allowing ourselves to flow with the current rather than against it. Change does not have to be feared. It can be seen as an opportunity for growth, renewal, and discovery. When we stop resisting the inevitable, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. What if, instead of dreading change, you embraced it as a teacher, a force that shapes you into a better version of yourself? Every new experience, whether joyful or painful, adds depth to your character and prepares you for future challenges. Ask yourself, how can you adapt to the changes in your life rather than fight them? What would it look like to accept each shift as part of your personal evolution? Consider that every ending is also a beginning. Every door that closes leads to a new path. When you view change through this lens, you can find peace in the knowledge that it is part of the grand design of life. Embrace the uncertainty of change, knowing that it is a constant force that shapes the world. It is through accepting change that we grow resilient and find the courage to face whatever life brings our way. 5. Cultivate inner riches. It's not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor, said Seneca. In an age where wealth and material success are often equated with happiness, the Stoics offer a different perspective. They teach that true wealth lies not in what you possess, but in what you can live without. The pursuit of material riches is not inherently wrong, but when it becomes the central aim of life, it leads to dissatisfaction and endless desire. Consider how often society pushes us to acquire more money, more possessions, more status. Yet, the more we chase these external markers of success, the more we feel that we are lacking. The Stoics understood that the pursuit of material wealth without regard for inner contentment, is a recipe for unhappiness. When was the last time you felt content with what you had? How often do you find yourself wishing for more, believing that happiness lies just beyond the next purchase? True wealth, according to Stoicism, comes from being content with what you have and finding fulfillment in experiences, relationships, and virtues rather than possessions. It is the richness of the soul that matters, the ability to live in accordance with your values, to cultivate wisdom, and to cherish the intangible joys of life. Material goods may bring temporary pleasure, but they do not satisfy the deeper longing for a meaningful existence. Reflect on what you truly value. Is it the latest gadget, or is it time spent with loved ones, moments of quiet reflection, and the pursuit of knowledge? The Stoic approach is not to reject material comfort, but to prioritize inner richness over external abundance. Ask yourself, what do I need to be truly happy? Am I chasing possessions, or am I seeking a life of purpose? As you begin to value experiences and virtues over material goods, you may find that your desires lessen and your contentment grows. This shift in perspective allows you to appreciate the simple things in life, cultivating a sense of abundance that is not dependent on wealth. 6. Control what's within, release what's without. The Stoics were masters of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is beyond it. We suffer more in imagination than in reality, said Seneca, reminding us that it is not the external event that disturbs us, but our judgment of it. Life will inevitably present us with situations beyond our control, a sudden illness, an unforeseen accident, or even the behavior of others. Yet, we still possess the power to choose our responses. When faced with challenges, it is natural to wish that circumstances were different. But what good does that do? Wishing for things to be otherwise only adds to our suffering. Instead, the Stoic approach is to focus on controlling our thoughts, emotions, and actions. These are the aspects of life where we can exercise influence. Ask yourself, when was the last time you worried about something that you had no power to change? How much of your energy was wasted on trying to control the uncontrollable? By concentrating on what is within your control, you conserve your mental and emotional resources for what truly matters. This practice not only reduces stress, but also empowers you to act with clarity and purpose. When you accept that some things are simply beyond your influence, you free yourself from the burden of trying to change the unchangeable. Next time you encounter a difficult situation, pause and ask yourself, what part of this is within my control? Focus your efforts there and release any attachment to the outcome. By doing so, you will find a sense of peace, even amid turmoil. Now, let us proceed to the 7th principle, which explores the importance of understanding life's natural cycles. 7. Recognize life's natural cycles. Life is a continuous process of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Just as the seasons change, so do our circumstances. Marcus Aurelius taught that loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. This principle reminds us to accept the inevitability of endings and beginnings, and to find solace in the fact that every stage of life has its purpose. Consider the times when you experienced loss, whether it was the loss of a job, a loved one, or a relationship. The pain was real. Yet, with time, new opportunities, relationships, and experiences emerged. This cycle of loss and renewal is a natural part of existence. To resist it is to fight against the very nature of life itself. Reflect on how trees shed their leaves each autumn only to grow new ones in the spring. This process is not one of despair, but of preparation for new growth. Similarly, the losses we face in life can prepare us for new beginnings. Ask yourself, what have I gained from the losses I have experienced? How have they shaped me into the person I am today? By recognizing life's cycles, we can let go of attachment to the past and embrace each new chapter with openness. This acceptance allows us to live more fully, appreciating the present moment without clinging to what was or fearing what may come. 8. Reflect, review, and realign. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, Marcus Aurelius wrote. The practice of regular reflection is central to Stoicism. It is through self-examination that we learn from our actions, realign our intentions, and refresh our perspective. In the midst of a busy life, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Reflection allows us to pause and assess whether we are living in accordance with our values. Do you take time each day to reflect on your actions? Do you ask yourself whether you have acted with wisdom, courage, and integrity? The Stoics encouraged daily practices of introspection, moments where we can review our thoughts and behaviors, celebrating our progress and acknowledging areas for improvement. This practice is like a compass, guiding us back to our true path when we begin to stray. As you reflect on your life, consider what changes you need to make to live more authentically. Are your actions aligned with your principles? Are there aspects of your life that need to be adjusted to bring you closer to your highest self? The process of realignment is not about being perfect, but about striving continuously to live with purpose. By regularly reflecting and realigning, you keep your life on a course of intentionality. It is a practice that helps you grow wiser with each passing day, allowing you to live with greater depth and meaning. These 8 Stoic principles are not just theoretical concepts. They are practical tools for navigating life with greater ease and contentment. By embracing the present, seeking growth in adversity, detaching from external validation, accepting change, cultivating inner riches, focusing on what is within your control, recognizing life's cycles, and reflecting regularly, you can master the art of letting go and live with a sense of purpose and peace. If these principles resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. How do you apply Stoicism in your daily life? Which principle speaks most to your current situation? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who may benefit from the wisdom of Stoicism. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ancient philosophy, and may you continue to cultivate tranquility and virtue in your life. Until next time, keep the fire of curiosity burning and the spirit of Stoicism alive.